Did you know that it is illegal, or it can be illegal, for you to steal customers from your employer? Or if you're an employer, did you know that you could sue your employees for stealing customers? I didn't know this until today, but this is a topic that's been on my mind since I was about 22, 23 years old. I was a carpenter working for my father's remodeling company, and it was the first time that I was thinking about doing work on the side. You know, somebody wanted me to build them a fence, and I wanted to do it, and I was talking to my dad about it, and he made it super clear that it's okay to do work on the side, but it's not okay to do work on the side for any of his customers without his permission. And at first I didn't get it. I was like, well, what does it matter? But you know, he explained it, and it made sense to me that his customers are his business, and in order to protect his business, he has to have rules like this in place with his employees so that their incentives are aligned. They aren't trying to sneak customers out the back door to go do work for less to make extra money, basically sidestepping their employer. And the reason I was thinking about this today is because a month or two back, I talked to a guy who was in this kind of situation. He works for a company. He's worked for them a long time. He has a really great relationship with his boss. I think his boss is the owner, and he is interested in pursuing his own business. He wants to start his own company doing the same thing, and he's already doing jobs on the side. And all of this was great. You know, I was like, okay, awesome. This is cool. This is a similar path that I took, until he got to the part where he said that he sometimes will talk customers into hiring him to do the same work for less, like outside of normal business hours. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Pump the brakes a little bit. Like, you're stealing customers from your employer? And he didn't look at it that way. He was kind of like, you know, jarred awake a little bit because he had never thought of it that way. But I asked him, I was like, well, does your employer know you're doing this? Well, no. Would you tell them that you're doing this? And he was like, I don't know, like probably not. And it's like, well, that's a good clue right there that you're doing something shady. And so I looked it up this morning because obviously, like, the consensus of anybody who runs a business and has employees is like, that's stealing. Like, you're stealing from me if you negotiate to do the same work for less with my customers. But come to find out that you can actually get sued for doing that. And there's been many cases where people have sued former employees and won like hundreds of thousands of dollars for this. And the legal theory is basically that it's theft of business opportunities. So that's pretty common sense what that means. But it turns out that that's not only unethical, but it can be illegal, or you can get sued for that. So on whatever side of the coin you're on, be mindful of that. If you're an employer, talk to your employees about that so they know. But also, if you're an employee, like, you know, do the right thing and be careful about that. But one of my buddies was in the room when I was talking to this guy. We were on a phone call, and after the call, he had a really great idea, and that's what I wanted to share on this video. But hey, quick interruption. Just want to let you guys know that my team and I help companies like yours navigate marketing, get more customers, and make more money. So if you're interested in talking to us, find the link in the description, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. Basically, he was saying that this guy should just go to his employer and let him know what he wants to do. Let him know about his ambitions. Say, hey, you know, I really like this company, I like what I'm doing, I really want to start my own company doing the same thing. Is there any way that we can work together on this? And I think that's a really great way to approach this with your employer, because it's coming from like a place of that it would be mutually beneficial. You know, maybe the company can start another division and you can lead that, or you know, you can find a way to work together. Or maybe you can't find a way to work together, but at least you're approaching this conversation from a place that maybe you could, because it can be a tough conversation to have of like, hey, I want to start a company and basically compete with you, can be kind of uncomfortable. But if you start that conversation from a place of like, hey, this is what I want to do, and is there a way we can do this together that it works good for both of us? I think that's a good place to start. I think most employers out there would be happy to explore options. It's rare to find people who are, you know, upfront and honest like that, and also people who are ambitious and want to achieve more and want to do more. And so there's been, you know, I've worked with a lot of people who I knew that they were ambitious. I knew they wouldn't work for me forever, but we aligned, and the deal was, I'll help you do what you want to do, you help me do what I want to do, and we can walk that path side by side for a while and eventually part ways. And so if you're in a situation like this, just watch out for that. It's pretty shady to be, you know, stealing customers from your work. And it turns out if you get caught doing it, you could be sued and end up in a lot of trouble. So do the right thing, get out ahead of it, and look for like a mutually beneficial way to approach the situation that's good for you and good for your boss.